that. So we're going to get started because we are late, and I am usually known for being super on time. I'm going to start putting things at 5 to the hour. All right, so lots of things going on. I'm super excited. Everyone is here. I'm just going to go ahead and mute anyone who's not muted. Just like yesterday, this is a participatory thing. So like the more you give me, the more I have to work with, the more I can help you. You know, a lot of people get into these and they're like, oh, it's a free course. It doesn't matter if I participate. Like, no, it actually doesn't matter if you participate. But if you want results, it matters if you participate, right? Of course, it's less work for me, which I'm like, hey, I'm probably okay with that. Pen, I lost my pen. I'll use this pen. So there is that. But a little bit of housekeeping from yesterday. So yesterday's, my voice. Yesterday's replay had some tech snafus with it. I was hoping to have it out by last night and we didn't get that done. So I actually just got the link. So if you need the link to any replays, you can send me a message after this. I will get you that link. Do we have, if you were here on yesterday, put here, yes, put here if you were here for yesterday's. In the comments, great. Hey, Valina's back, woo-hoo. All right, and before we begin, we're going to take a minute and go over yesterday's homework. So if you were here yesterday, you got the homework, you did the homework. I didn't see any posts in the group, so I think no one did the homework. So if you did the homework, drop an 11 in the comments. Good, Maureen did it. I like it. No. Wait. I just messed up the view. Whoever is making noise, please mute yourself. There we go. All right. Awesome. All right. Good, good, good. And sorry, it's just taking me a minute to get going. I don't know why. Okay, so we have lots of people that did the homework. Hey, hey, here, hey. No one is drinking anything except for Megan. She's drinking water. You people need to drink more water or tequila, whichever. I don't care. Nobody drinks anything at this hour. That's peculiar. I think you aren't sharing. Green tea. I love that. Coffee, hot coffee. I drink a lot of iced coffee. I like that. All right. Awesome. Okay, so back to what we're supposed to be talking about today. So we are talking about deciphering the signs and getting clear in your manifestation today, which is super, super important and super incredible. And yesterday we talked about, like, you know, we demystified frequency, we just demystified vibration. We said that this was like attitude, this is identifying what you're feeling, this is like your state and where you are, to put it in clear terms. I don't know if anyone saw, but if y'all aren't following Megan McSwain on TikTok, she did the most amazing testimonial and she shared it to her TikTok and her Instagram about this. So I think my team and I are going to do some things for people that do that and share this training. That's awesome, and tag me in it. So that was really great. So if we have enough people participate, we'll do some prizes, I think, at the end of the week for that. That would be fun. I like that. All right. In addition to that, I covered the replay. I think I covered everything. All right. So let's talk about the homework for a few minutes before we even get started. It looks like everyone here did the homework. Did anyone have any questions about the homework?
I do.
All right, let's hear your question about the homework.
Minion and I are kind of he's resistant to me. So me trying to rebalance myself, but I want him to cooperate. So it's just me addressing my feelings in the moment and get me back to happy. And then because he's out of my realm of control, just let him be him.
So this is interesting because this comes down to child rearing, and as our parents, it is our job to guide our children and lead our children. And here's where it gets so interesting, is because you do have control over him, but also you have to realize that like it's a trickle down. This is the only time trickle down anything fucking works. Let me just say that. So now that I've gotten that out of my system, parenting and your own evolution is a trickle down system. So they learn from what we do, not from what we say. And I understand where you're coming from. So you may remember that on that list I did, one of the things was my daughter was like just at me. She was just at me, right? And when I was able to identify my issues and calm myself, I was able to address her issues in a different way. So your child can be completely resistant to you. In fact, just count on it. It's their job to fuck up your day. Okay, just that's just the kids doing their job. Like they're your greatest teacher. I mean, maybe next to me, but whatever. So in this case, and I don't know the specifics of what was going on, and I don't need to, right? But when you put yourself in such a space, you can recognize his resistance and you can love him and hold him and care for him and give him what he needs in his own resistance. And, you can start to open the channel of communication to like wherever the path of least resistance is with him. So my daughter is a teenager. She just made 15 and she's really smart. She might know a lot more than me. And she's very resistant. She has her own ideas and she has very expensive tastes and habits. And so we've met with a lot of resistance lately. And I just found out that we have different decor tastes in my home that is bought and paid for. But I digress, right? So a lot of this was, it is what it is. But what happens is when you manage your own emotions, you name them, you express them, and you are in your own space, centered, which is what this work, the homework does for you. You're able to approach whatever they throw at you with compassion, understanding, and boundaries. Did that help, Megan?
Yes, it's perfect. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you. I expect nothing less than perfection. Good job. Great question, and I'm glad you answered it. Does anyone have any comments about the homework yesterday? Something that like an aha they want to share, or a question? And then we will be moving on to today. Okay, going once, twice. We're done. All right, moving on to today. Today is deciphering the signs and getting clear. But before we move on to today, I want to do one more thing that I want to circle back to yesterday. It goes with the feeling. And since you're identifying your feelings, and since you are working toward feeling better and you are self-expressing, I want to give you an extra tool to use. And this is a tool that actually a lot of people have. If you've been with me for a couple of years, you might have heard of the Divine Destiny. If you've been with me for many years, this is part of that, right? So this is a breathing technique. And the Divine Destiny for Wealth and Abundance is simply that. It's a process where I connect you to like source, whatever it is you want to do, call this. And I get you into a healing space to heal through money drama and trauma, mostly for business and entrepreneurs, but other people have used this because it's such an incredible product and gotten incredible results. It's also put them in touch with source and their higher self in the spiritual realm, and all kinds of magic has come out of it. But one of the best things about this is it teaches you to move energy within your body. Pardon me. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through this, and everybody, if you're going to go through it, since I can't see but one person here, Go ahead and drop 13 in the comments because 13 is like my favorite number. If you're going to go through it. And so what we're going to do, great. So what we're going to do is this is a 3-breath process. I'm going to explain it and we're going to go through it together. So what it is taking a deep breath in and you pull it down to your root and then you're going to push it up. You're going to feel your body move that breath up to your crown. And then when it's at your crown, you're going to exhale from your nose. And then here's where it gets interesting. You're going to imagine and feel that energy coming back into your heart space. Drop a 3 if everyone got did I explain that clearly? Crystal clearly, everyone understands. And we're going to do this through 3 rounds. Perfect. Now, before I take you through this, I want to explain why it works because drop a 4 in the comments if you're tired of every fucking teacher out there telling you to do something because this will change everything for you and they don't tell you why. So you end up doing all these fucking things that you don't even have any understanding of why you're doing them. And you're like, when are the results? Only 2 people have that problem. I'm 3. 4 people have that problem. I like that. Me and 3 other people. Okay, so this is what I like to do. I'm not going to ever blindly tell you to do something because it'll change your life without explaining why and how it works. Because I feel like our brains will focus in on the things of what to do and look for the results and understand how the pieces fit together. So how this works is, first off, it's going to temper your nervous system. So everybody is reacting in most of their day. Everything is reactionary as we go on. What this does is it, 1, allows you to get super present. 2, allows you to breathe deep down into your diaphragm so you're oxygenating your blood. So you have better circulation, you have better clarity. It actually instantly de-stresses you. That's 3 things right there. It releases whatever your nervous system is going crazy about in the moment. Everyone's nervous system is going crazy for most of the time, unless you meditate or unless you are a highly evolved individual. It brings you back to center. So we're at 5 things so far. And then what this is going to do is I have had clients do this like every day, and I've had them do it whenever they do the homework that you did. So if you can do it at the time of doing the homework, what's going to happen is you are going to calibrate your body. Does everyone understand what it means when I say calibrate? Because calibrate is a big part of my business. It's a big part of what I teach. So does everyone understand calibration, right? So I can calibrate from someone who is a total bitchy bitch to a fucking Mrs. Betty Homemaker Crocker in 2 seconds just by changing my attitude, right? It's a calibration. I've moved from this to that. So I can move from somebody who's living in lack to somebody who's living in abundance. I can move from like who I used to be to who I am today. That's a calibration, right? Great. I love it. Y'all are on it. I love it. Everyone is participating. This is good. I love it. And those of you who have done work with me, who have had custom calibrations or done the ready-made calibrations, you know how powerful it is to calibrate. Calibrate is where it's at. It's not finding the frequency. It's getting into the space. All right. Now that I've explained why this works and how this works, it causes everything in your body to slow down, brings you into the present moment. We're going to do this together and we're going to breathe in 1, 2, 3 in. We're going to push that down to the root chakra. Hold it, don't let go of it. Pull it up to the crown. When it reaches your crown, exhale through your nose and return into the heart. Whew. That's a lot. You're going to breathe in, 1, 2, 3, push it down. Once it hits your root, pull it up at the crown into the heart. And you have to take, one more time, you have to take a bit of a deep breath with this. So it's in, Push. Hold as you rise. And release through the nose. Into the heart. And now we're simply going to say, I choose to love myself, and I give myself love in this moment and every moment. Now just feel. I mean, I could just stay in this space forever. It's so beautiful. I don't know. Drop in the comments what's coming up for you. I love that. It's a tough one to master, I'll tell you. Peace, instant tension relief. I love it. Peace. Yes. Did everyone say the mantra out loud? But out loud if you did. Very calming. Yes. Love it. Yeah. Peace, calm in the moment. It's beautiful. So good. All right. Now we are finally going to move on to today. So today we're going to talk about deciphering the signs and getting clear. So who here, drop a 55 in the comments if you have ever asked yourself or wondered if you are asking for something fucking right from the universe because it hasn't shown up. Like, how many times have you doubted or gone back and been like, it's not here. Did I even fucking, am I asking right? Like, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. This is the foundation for where it all starts. And so many people come to me and they're like, I don't even know if I'm asking right. Like, holy fuck. Alina, you don't get to win by the number. You win. 5. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So the reason that we get in this space is because we are probably ignoring the signs. So I have so many people come to me and they're like, I've been getting signs for a year. I've been getting signs for 2 years. I'll tell y'all what, I had a woman who came to me. She had been getting signs for 15 fucking years. 15 years that the love of her life was going to return to her. And I'm like, that may be true, but let me just tell you, it could be in the next lifetime. Like, is this really what you want to hold out for? At some point, you have to move on with the sign. I didn't say she had to move on like and give up the manifestation. You have to move on from the sign. So that's what we're going to learn today. If that sounds interesting to everyone, drop 88 in the comments. If that sounds good, exciting, if that sounds, I'm not going to say juicy because I hate the word, but if that sounds exciting, I want to hear from you. Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So deciphering signs. There's a lot of signs out there. There's signs like angel numbers. There's what I call alpha reflections from the universe, which is like all of a sudden, if you want like a hot pink G-Wagon or like a magenta G-Wagon, and all of a sudden you keep seeing magenta cars everywhere, that probably means like, hey, you got the color right, Sherry. I mean, that probably means you got the color right, but you need to hone in on the car more, right? Because it's a hot pink magenta G-Wagon, not a Bronco. But I digress, just a crazy example there. So there's a sign, right? It's a reflection. An alpha reflection is a reflection back from the universe that it has heard you and that you have synchronicity. So a lot of people will interpret this to be angel numbers. A lot of people will scroll TikTok and everywhere else in the world, and they'll get all these messages like, what you want is coming your way. This is the time for you. This is blah, blah, blah. This is XYZ. Do you all know what I'm talking about? Like, this is resonating and locking in. Put 77 in the comments. So what I'm saying here is like, all of these things are great. But that's just the first communication from the universe. Just like my client, that was just her first communication. Like, yes, you have the promise, you can have them back, right? The second thing is, so we've identified that the signs from the universe could be anything. They could be angel numbers. It can be whatever your spirit animal is. It can be your totem animal. It can be like whatever something means to you. It could just be like, if you actually put it out there and you say, if I'm going to manifest 20,000 this month, I want to see a teddy bear on a merry-go-round, right? It can be anything so crazy. Like somebody was like, I want to manifest something, but I want to see an astronaut underwater. Like, right? It could be anything so super fucking crazy that the universe will deliver to you. That's the sign, but that's the first sign. So like literally, if you don't visit your friend, if you want to visit your friend, you don't go over to your friend, knock on the door and say hi. And she opens the door and says hello, and you want to come in, and then you come in and you don't say another fucking word, do you? You don't walk in her house and just sit there. Do you want a drink? What's new with you these days? Are you and Craig getting a divorce? Did the aliens abduct you? If you need help, blink. This is, okay, are y'all getting this? This is what y'all do with the universe. So the first sign is just the first step of communication. The universe is like, hey, I hear you, got it, move on. So once you receive that sign, the ball is in your court. Does everyone get that? The ball is in your court. If you receive the sign, the ball is in your court. Who here has received the sign and you're still holding the ball like a mofo, like, nope, I got it, it's my ball, I'm not letting it go. Drop 333 in the comments if that's you. No judgment. All right. I see everyone got my analogy. I'm big on analogies and shenanigans. It says, I see you, Lady Cotton. I like this. Okay, so here we are. So you have the ball in your court. What is the next thing? Ask for the next step, right? So like everyone's like, oh, the universe just does all the work after that. What? Like, you don't get pregnant and then you're done. No, you have to deliver that. To deliver that, you have to eat and nourish yourself so that thing grows, right? You just don't get pregnant and go, oh, I'm pregnant, I have a baby. You don't have a baby yet. You don't have a baby yet. You have a big baby belly. You have morning sickness. You have all kinds of shenanigans that you didn't think you were signing up for. You have parts of your body you can't see. You have to do things, right? You have to eat, you have to nourish that baby. You have to go to doctor's appointments. You have to do all those things, right? So you've received the sign. So that means you're going to get it. What is the inspired action I should take? Ask the universe. What is the next step? Where do I go from here? Who can you put me in touch with? What do I need to know? What am I missing? There are so many questions you can ask here, but this is just like, okay, you're at your friend's house and you're having a conversation and she's just asked if you wanted a drink. Yes, what do you have to offer me? Like, you just don't go and say tequila. She might not be drinking that month. She might not have tequila. She might have whiskey, right? So like, you want to say, yes, what do you have to offer me? Or you want to say like, what is the next step? Do y'all see? Like, manifesting is a dance of communication. Does everyone understand this? Drop 888. We have lots of notes today. In fact, I not only want to know if you understand this. Remember yesterday when I said, if you have an aha, drop it in the comments. Is this anyone's aha? Does anyone see where they were falling off here? Great. Yes, I love that. And you can always just drop aha, light bulb, whatever it is, right? Because it's important that people understand this and know this. Absolutely. I love it. Yes, my communication is stuck. So it's literally like going to, a restaurant and you just tell them your order and then quit listening to them when they ask, how do you want your steak cooked? You told the universe the next. We have a control issue there, Athena. Maybe just a wee bit, tiny control. It's just a little control issue. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. What do I know? What do I know? But maybe it's a tiny control issue. I can't get over that. I told the universe the next step. Now go bring me a steak. Okay, but how do you want it cooked? No, I'm not talking. I've already told you what to do. Just do it. This is how most people are communicating with the universe. It's like when you try to backlead someone when you're dancing. They're like, I do that too, telling the universe what to do. How's that working out for you? I mean, you're here, so it's not, right? Does everyone else here tell the universe what to do? Drop 444 in the or 44 in the comments. Any fours, all the fours, whatever it is. Like, are these two the only ones? It's like being a teacher and the administrator gives directives, right? I've been stuck in that loop. 444. Okay. All right. I did not know y'all were telling the universe what to do. I've begged. Oh, yeah. I feel that. All right. Okay. So I think we now realize you can't tell the universe what to do. It's a communication. This is a back and forth dance, a back and forth communication with you and the universe. Okay. So what we're going to do here is there's two ways for this to go. You keep the dialogue going, or let's just say that you didn't actually get any feedback from the universe in a time frame, right? So I always like to put time frames out, right? So I don't ever say, hey, show me a red car with a bunny on it. And I don't I don't just before I die, I say in the next week, I want to see a red car with a white bunny on it, right? So there has to be a time frame, but let's say you don't get an answer from the universe. Do y'all know what to do then? Move on. Okay, just give up whatever you wanted, right? Like, fuck you, none for you, you get nothing. Yell louder? I can't yell louder. There's other people working at home. Keep asking. Is it a man? Is it your husband? That's the universe. Honey, I told you I need the dishes done. Honey, I told you I need the dishes done. Honey, the universe is not your honey-do list. No. All right. So this is the next step. So let's say you don't get the answer. You don't get an alpha reflection. You don't get a sign back from the universe. You get no feedback. And you've put a time constraint on it that's reasonable, not 5 seconds. And you're in a reasonable state and you're managing your energy. So you ask for, and then it's dead radio silence, right? Dead radio silence. So you have to go back and look at what you asked for. You see, you can have anything you want, but if you're not getting feedback on it, there's something out of alignment. And this is the universe telling you, nope, does not compute. Something's not aligned. Can't do that from here. My brother, when he was little, he grew up in South Carolina in a tiny little redneck town. And he used to say, the thing they used to say around there, he used to love it. He would ask everyone for directions from the furthest point that he was just to hear them say, you can't get there from here. Well, that's pretty much what the universe is saying to you. You can't get there from here. Oh, you want that? Okay, well, there's no alignment between you and there. It's like you standing on the edge of the ocean and going, but I want to get to the furthest point down at the bottom of the ocean. And you're wearing a bikini. You can't get there from there. You need air, you need water, you need a wetsuit. You might need a submarine. You might need something special so your body doesn't implode and blow up into 100 million pieces. I don't know. I don't want to fucking find out what's on the very bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the bottom floor. But you can't get there from here wearing a bikini. Does that make sense? There's no alignment. You don't even have enough breath to go more than 30 feet down. I mean, you're lucky if you make it 30 feet. No ahas yet? No ahas? This teaching is trash, huh? Y'all should all get refunds. Y'all all message me for refunds. I'll make sure we process everything. Toot sweet. Yeah. Right? So if there's no alignment, you haven't received your answer, a reflection, go get them, champ, a pat on the bum from the universe, you got this, you go girl, whatever it is that your sign is, right? If you haven't received that, you have to go back and look at what you are asking for. So what you are asking for is either too far away, there's no synergy, there's no synchronicity, there's too much space between you and it. That means like there's next steps in between. It means there's something that you're missing. Something you are missing, right? So for some people, you might have asked for $100,000, but you've never made more than $30,000 in a year. So something you are missing would be the $60,000 or $70,000. I promise I make way more money than I can math. Athena can actually attest to that. So, but the thing here is, right, like maybe just start with an extra $20,000, or maybe start with a client, or maybe start with something else so you can show yourself that this can be done. I don't know what it's going to be for you, but that's the work. You have to figure out there is something out of alignment with what you've asked. It's not that you've asked wrong. It's that you asked and then you fucking held the ball and you're like, nope, that's it. Or you told the universe what to do if you are so brave as some people here, which I never thought to do. That's genius, except it doesn't seem to work. And it could be small steps. And look, I'm not saying it has to be. I have clients that have signed with me that have literally gone from zero to signing a $120,000 client in 30 days. I'm not joking. That's why most of you got in here. You can go to my website and look at case studies and see what people have done there. I have another client that came to me, Ellen. She wanted to sign, or she wanted to make 200,000 in 1 year, and she signed a $186,000 client from working with me, right? So like you can make those big steps, but I will tell you what, Ellen was with me for a good 8 months before she like even started doing any of the work. There were things that needed to happen to be in place for her to receive, accept, create, have, experience that $186,000 client. Oh, you try. Valina says, I always try to push through and skip steps. I'm sure you know how that works for you, right? Like, I hate to say that, but like, I don't have an answer there. Like, but that is a huge aha. I'm sure if you're skipping steps, everyone else is too, right? So you can have the big thing and it doesn't necessarily have to be small steps, but it might mean that there are more things that need to be in place. So for instance, I wanted to have more passive income. I had to set up my funnels to do that. You know what you need to make passive income? A way to make passive income, which we're going to talk about, not in the form of passive income, but we're going to talk about that. I think that's in day 3, but if not, it's in day 4 or day 5, right? Either one. So huge aha, trying to get to destination by levitating, right? So there has to be the next step. You have to interpret the signs. This is a communication. So many of you forget that, like, The fucking universe is a living, breathing entity that wants you to get what you want, but you just sit down, cross your arms, and you're like, okay, bring it, genie. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. So for a lot of people, what this also means is getting clear. So, and I'm going to go there. Everybody in the group who was brave enough to put something out, thank you for that. But I saw a lot of things where like, I want a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money is like such a not fucking manifestation. Yes, I'm this is who I am. I curse a lot, so it's okay. Sorry. It's okay, but with me. Learning to communicate with the universe. I wanted to rub that. You just wanted to snap your fingers. So when I lost what I was saying, I make myself laugh so much I lost what I was saying. What did I say right before you said that, Athena? Oh, financial stuff. Yes, got it. Thank you. All right. So what people are asking for, right? If you're not getting a sign, check for what you've asked for, not how you've asked for it. Because asking for something it's not this ritual process. It's not the moon has to be aligned with all the werewolves at midnight with rose crystals up your ass and feathers in your hoo-ha, okay? Asking for a lot of money is not specific. Thank you, Betty. Asking for a lot of money is not specific. Asking for financial freedom is not specific. You could have millions of dollars and never have financial freedom. Do y'all realize that? Do y'all realize that? Like, I wrote a post, right? Like I wrote a post about how I've had a lot of really great success in my business, 200K days, 146K weeks, 50K clients paid in full. And I never felt like it was enough. And a lot of, what it looked like I was doing was just asking for more money. And I didn't feel enough, even though I was making the things, right? So you can ask for more money, but like, be specific. Be specific. I'm sorry to burst all y'all bubbles about this whole magic manifesting thing where shit just appears out of nowhere and you just rub the genie's belly or lamp or whatever, right? Like, I really am sorry to bust your bubble, but I think this is super amazing because now you have power to understand it's just a conversation. So if you're not getting what you want, there's a drop off somewhere. And my guess is just going to be it's on your side. I'm just saying, I don't know. That's just my guess. But what do I know? All right. So that is the thing. That is the thing. You have to be specific. You have to be clear. And then there's something even more insidious that happens that everybody who goes through the creation code will understand because they've been through it. And Valani, you probably understand this because you went through it. And I'm using you as an example because like, I know that we had our rounds on this and it was good. But when you ask and you don't get an answer from the universe and you were clear, right? So like we're nailing things down. We're going through the checklist. I've asked, I've not received an answer. I was clear. I asked for a specific thing. Go back and look and see if that's what you actually really want. Or is that what your head wants, right? Like there's a lot of times you could think you want something, but then think about yourself with it because there's probably a lot of things you don't want with it if you've done all the work to ask in a format or a way that is specific, that has clarity, that is able to get a reflection from the universe and answer a communication, but you're not getting it. Like, for instance, let me think of something. One of those things, I'll tell you, one of the things I see all the time is somebody's like, oh, I just want $250,000. Or, oh, I just want this, because you think it'll solve all your problems. but what you really want is your problems solved. So what would really solve your problems? Would it be moving? Would it be getting a better job? So this is the deeper layer of what you have to look at when you are manifesting, right? So someone's like, oh, I want 10 more clients. So they're like, okay, the math on that is $500,000. So really, I just want $500,000. I mean, yeah, you could do that, $500,000, but what you really want is the clients, because clients gives you something to be super crystal clear about. We know the path of getting the clients is going to be through your business. We know the path of getting $500,000 is going to be through your business. We know that if you want $250,000 because you think it'll solve all your problems, what you really want to do is be problem free. So instead of manifesting $250,000, go through each one of the things you think is a problem and start with the most pressing thing, the thing that's got its boot on your neck, which is probably you, and manifest the release of that first. Manifest the removal, manifest the up and outward, like getting out of whatever it is that's holding you there, right? And that could be the job, the marriage, the house, the whatever it is, right? Thank you. True. I love that. Thank you, Pramila. Light bulb. Love it. That was a huge aha in previous training sessions. Love that. That means choosing one thing, like one chocolate out of a whole candy story. That's where yeah, you can choose all the things you want, but just choose one thing at a time. It's like choosing dick. You don't want all the dicks at once. I mean, nobody can even fucking service that many dicks at once. You just want one good dick at a time. And that's what got the light bulbs.
Hey, I've got a former client on the phone, Brandon King. We got his final order back in May, and we sent him all the documents, the success guide, quarterly report form, everything. We mailed it to him and emailed it to him. He is claiming he never received it, didn't know his license.
Whoever is talking right now might want to mute yourself because this is not confidential.
So I'm looking at his board order, just kind of getting him caught up to speed real quick. I'm going to resend him the document that I sent him back in May. And one of the requirements is 18 months of active nurse practice. That's basically what determines the length of his probation.
All right, there, I found it. As soon as she said nurse, okay, I got it. All right, there we go. That was crazy. All right, so I think that concludes my training. Let me see. Yes, that goes through all the steps, all the troubleshooting. Everybody, please feel free to go ahead and drop your biggest aha in the group, in the Facebook group, or put it on social media and tag me or do something. Also, you can share it here, like we can have a discussion about it here and you can post it on social media later. That would be fantastic. Let's do some Q&A before we hop off. The dick analogy wasn't, you know, this is why I am who I am, because when I say something so outrageous, y'all finally get it. I'm glad that the dick analogy is what worked for you. Manifesting is a communication with the universe. I love that. One dick at a time, one manifestation at a time, one chocolate at a time. All right, do we have any questions on the training? Thank you, Sherry. Aha, be specific and be on the frequency to receive what I'm asking. So don't like the word frequency freaks me out because everybody's like, oh, get in the frequency. So you be in your center. You manage your energy to the highest level that you can at any single time, right? Because there is no frequency to receive. You can receive anything at any time in any frequency. It's just, that's a whole other teaching, right? That's a whole other teaching, right? Like being in the frequency is like that vague stuff I don't like from teachers. Thanks, Sherry. Maya, aha. If you don't know the step, Next step, ask the universe. So that's a great thing, right? Like ask the universe, take inspired action. Something is going to come back to you in inspired action, or something's going to keep showing itself, right? So I had a photography client, and she was trying to do just like wedding shoots, and she kept getting these like boudoir shoots coming at her. Well, she couldn't have enough wedding clients because she wasn't established enough. So she started doing boudoir shoots. You know who most of the people who get boudoir shoots are? Wedding people for their husbands. So literally she was like, no, I don't want to do that. And when she's like, I just don't know. And finally I talked to her and I was like, let's try this out, because you keep getting that. This is going to show the next step. That's what it looks like. Like it might not be like, hello, Crystal, here is your next step, A, B, C, and D. I want you to go sign up on Match.com, go get a boudoir shoot. And then like, it doesn't come that way, okay? But it's like you keep getting hit with the same thing over and over and over. So when you ask for the next step, be open to the next step. Like she was like, I keep seeing things for boudoir shoots. I wonder if I'm in the wrong niche. I'm like, you're not in the wrong niche. This is your next step, right? That's what it looks like. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Coincidentally, she's like completely booked out now. Can't even get her. I don't even think I could get a photo shoot with her. The resistance can be where you should go, but it's the sign that keeps batting you over the head or hitting you over the head. Yeah, right. All right. Questions about the training? Questions about anything I covered? Questions about? It helps to know what this looks like. Yes, thank you. I hope I think that explanation was really good. That was a great way to, I love the stories. It's so good to share stories, because people remember in stories and outrageous things, which is why I am the way I am when I teach. How can we get the replays? I covered that in the beginning. The replays, you just send me a message with your email or just send me a message and I will give you a link to the replays. Thank you, Sherry. As always, everything was amazing. The universe made sure I joined in just enough time to hear what I needed to hear. That's because you're in the right fucking space. I kind of love that. I can toot my own horn. You are also wonderful. Thank you. How often should we do the calibration? The calibration from today, or a calibration that you bought?
I'm sorry, the calibration.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
No, you're perfect, Camila.
The calibration breathing that we did today with you.
Yes. Okay. So anytime that you find, so first off, you can do it every morning, do it every night, do it whenever you want to feel better. It's going to help you to feel better. But second off, anytime you catch yourself, you're doing last night's homework, right? You've done it?
Yes.
Perfect. So when you were in that space, do that homework after you get out of that space, because it'll bring you to an even better space, right? You feel that. You felt that calibration when you did it.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm so happy you're here. So good. Thank you for asking that, because I realize sometimes I think everyone knows everything, because I feel like I teach the same things over and over, and I think everyone knows it, and so I forget things. So how often should you do calibration? Yes, details and clarity. You're awesome. Thank you. How can I avoid to manifest negative things? So Petra, what are you manifesting that's negative? Because negative is, thank you, always amazing. Negative is a judgment. So instead of thinking that this is negative, I would just look at this as feedback from the universe. But Petra, what are you manifesting that's negative? Can you unmute yourself and give me an example and I can coach you through it? Can I repeat the mantra? Yes, you can repeat the mantra when you do it. Sorry, it took me a minute to figure out what you were talking about. Yes, just like we did it. Hey,
Hi.
Petra.
Yeah. I have problems with handyman, so craftsman. I have electricians and other people. They don't do what I want.
Okay. All right.
And,
So,
I always give them the money, the work, and they fail to accept my wishes.
okay. All right. So, so this sounds to me like, I don't know. It could be communication, it could be something, but this isn't necessarily manifesting. This is sometimes life is just like that. Like you're not manifesting this per se, but it could just be you're hiring the wrong people, or it could be that you're not communicating, or that
I
you're not.
communicated very clear, and they
Well,
just do what they
possibly. I
want.
don't know. I can't say. I'm telling you what it can be. I
Yeah.
can't solve the issue between you and him because I wasn't there. But what I can say is doing the homework from yesterday could make things better. But also, there sometimes you're not manifesting negative things. These are all just like reflections from the universe, and this is just feedback from the universe that something you're doing isn't working the way you want. So you have to examine that. And it could just be, I had a client that this month, and I'm not saying this is what you're doing, but I had a client one time who was redoing her house, and she was trying to find just the cheapest labor of everybody, and nobody would do what she wanted, and she couldn't get anyone to stay and finish things. And I was like, well, tell me about your experience. And she was like, I'm just I'm trying to save money and I can't afford to do all this. Well, like if you're approaching everything from a space of lack, you're going to get returned more lack, right? So I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but you'd have to go back and examine everything and really break it down. Personally, I would, instead of like going down that rabbit hole, I would just chalk it up to like, the universe is telling me that something about this isn't right. Maybe I shouldn't be handling it. Maybe I don't know who I'm talking to, and I need to, find a better source or resource by maybe getting referrals from other people or something, some way to hold people accountable. I wouldn't say that's in the realm of manifesting.
Okay.
All right. I know a lot of people, thank you for your question, by the way. I know a lot of people like to say everything is manifesting. We're always manifesting, but we're also engaged in a life on a planet with about 8 billion other people. So like some things are manifesting and some people are just assholes. My friend taught me something a couple years ago. I don't know where she got it from. Like, I think it was a joke from somebody or it was in a movie or something. It was like, if you meet one asshole, like you met an asshole, but if you meet 3 assholes before noon, well, you're probably the asshole. And I'm not saying you're the asshole or anyone's the asshole, but I'm saying there's a planet of 8 billion people. There's a couple of assholes. And you know how I know? Because we have a couple serial killers out there. We have a couple of like live wire terrorists. So there's a couple of people out there. So not everything is like, I'm not a proponent of this. You've manifested everything. It all falls on you. Sometimes things just happen. And I choose to just let it go and chalk it up to, hey, sometimes things happen. It has no reflection or bearing on me. If I want a different situation, I'm going to make different choices along that way, so I don't keep repeating the same action and get the same outcome. That's the only way to have a different outcome, is to make different choices than what you did the last 5 times. All right, so I think that clears it up. Does anyone have any other questions? Okay, and we'll get the replay out. Go ahead and message me if you need a replay. I will be getting replays out. Yesterday's replay will be out today, and then today's replay will be out tomorrow. That's how that works. All right. You are so welcome. Be sure to share this on social media, drop in the group, and tag me with your biggest aha from this training. I would love to see it. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
You're so welcome. Goodbye, lovelies. Thank you all.